point could have been better demonstrated than when the NDP representative said that the corporate tax rate is 35% in the United States. That's why they only recovered 10% of their jobs. We recovered more than 100% of our jobs, and we provided stability and economic strength to our country.
Next question from the floor.
Hi, my name is Chris Christensen. I live in Milner Ridge, across from that other place that has inmates. Some people say I should be there too, but anyway, the point I want to raise has to do with the justice system, law and order, and the matter of wrongfully convicted innocent people. We have one right now. The news was national very recently. Mr. Bob Wilson, former city councilor of Winnipeg, MLA, was framed. I don't just say he was wrongfully convicted because of sloppy police work.
Question, please.
The question is this. There's a lengthy process, section 696.1 of the criminal code, that allows a person for a review. Mr. Wilson's having a difficult time getting anyone to represent him, no assistance whatever, but I suggest there's a much shorter...
Please.
The question is, can someone help him by means of charging perjury to those who framed him?
And who is the question addressed to?
I'll give it to the incumbent, Mr. Taves, because first of all, he has received...
Thank you very much.
And anyone. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I want to know the specifics of Mr. Wilson's case. I know it from my years of studying as the Attorney General of Manitoba, and certainly as the Minister of Justice. I became involved with the particulars of some of it. The suggestion that I can make to Mr. Wilson or anyone who believes that they've been wrongly convicted is that they can make an application. There's a very clear application process under the criminal code that is afforded to those who believe that they have been wrongfully convicted. And that process is in place, and it has been successful in many, many cases where individuals, despite some very difficult circumstances, have been able to demonstrate, in fact, that the evidence has been less than satisfactory in convicting them.
Any other candidates wish to address? Mr. Macklin.
I was the Attorney General in Manitoba that introduced the first comprehensive legal aid system in the province. Did that because while I'm tough on crime, we have to be sure that we provide justice as well. Far too many people have been convicted of crimes, and we've learned later that they were innocent, and we pay dearly for those mistakes. There is a role for defendants, and in Mr. Wilson's case, I would hope that the legal aid system is there to provide help if that is warranted in his case. It's to our shame, though, that legal aid system is troubled. When I established that system, we got 50% funding from the federal government, and we put up 50%. My understanding is the federal government's amount that they put in now is something like 12%. It's a shame.
My biggest concern, and what I get really offended about, is when people are found to be wrongly committed or set convicted, that these folks have had to wait 20 to 30 years. We've lost an individual, we've lost their families, we've lost faith and trust in our system. So I don't have an answer for you about how we can stop this. Just having a system in place where people can put their name on the list. We'll have everybody in there putting their name on the list. We've got to find a better way of helping these individuals. I think the legal aid system is exactly the right place to do it. And we've got to reinstate some of the cuts that have taken place.
The problem is that our justice system is broken and needs to be repaired, needs to be restored. The reality is that there are people who are wrongfully charged, wrongfully convicted. And that's actually part and parcel of probably every legal system in the world. There are those who are wrongfully convicted. They should have recourse. They should have opportunity to request a retrial or provide new information, new evidence that can be presented in the courts for them to be heard and for them to be able to express their own innocence and provide evidence to support that. And secondly, should people who are charged with perjury, or people who are involved in perjury was the second part of the question, should they be charged? Yes, absolutely they should be. That's an equal crime in my mind.
Thank you very much. In fact, the issue of perjury was very important in the Air Canada, or excuse me, the Air India case, where individuals had given conflicting testimony, and some say allowed murderers to escape that terrorist act. In that particular case, the individuals were followed up, prosecutions were made in order to ensure that the integrity of the justice system is maintained. Generally speaking, we have a good system, but it is human. There are errors, and there need to be mechanisms by which to review those errors and ensure that as much as possible, from a monetary point of view, we can compensate those individuals.